Okay, cross-country training during a competition. The following 4-part video clips are real-time and taken during a regional competition held at Wittering. So this is the task. We were tasked from Wittering, which is the top left there, start. We go down to Grafham Water, up to Crowland, which is just a white tower, and then back into Wittering. So 3 separate episodes to it. So episode 1 is the start. Episode 2 is through the start and down to the first turning point. Episode 3, round the turning point and then the drag up to Crowland. And then 4 essentially is the final glide.
Do you want my DV panel closed for
Yes,
quiet,
please. It's noisy as hell.
Right.
The front vent doesn't close fully either, so it's noisy,
Right.
I'm afraid. As I said, I'll give more of a commentary what's going on today for you, Chris.
Yeah, but what's your proper name? Full
Chris
name?
Dunn.
Sorry?
Christopher Dunn.
Christopher Dunn.
Yeah, D-U-N-N.
Yeah. Okay, Chris? Yep. There'll be more of a commentary.
Yeah, I'll just be quiet and happy at the back.
Yeah. I'm only interested in the cone in front of us effectively most of the time, okay?
Yeah.
Where are we going? How are we going to get there?
I'll be
Which is a friggin' long way, looking at the gaps there. Might have to do a detour. Let's see.
Alpha Romeo, director. Wittering, director, Golf Alpha Romeo. No base, no reading, back down to 3,200. Okay, Alpha Romeo, return to base now. Wittering, director, Golf Alpha Romeo, roger.
So we've got big cells a long way apart, Chris.
Right, and cloud base is fairly low still.
Yeah, 3-2.
Wittering, Golf Alpha Romeo, changing 129,975.
Now Dan, in 676, he's 4th from the back on this grid line.
Yeah.
So if you watch out for him, please, so we can join up and help him.
456 is tail number.
676 is his tail number.
676.
But he's 4th from the back of the grid.
Right.
So there's quite a few places behind us.
And you're helping him out, are you?
That's the plan. So I think we're a bit heavy for the weather, but it costs us nothing to climb up in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And we're towards the front of our group, so we're still going to have 30 minutes from launch before it opens.
And you can judge the conditions and see if you are going to get any more strength.
Well, it means that we've got time to drag it all the way up there.
Yeah.
We want to take it through the start line and dump it at the end of the first line, because that'll give us 15 knots, so nearly 25 kph faster. Happy in the back?
Very happy, thank you.
Good, okay, we're good to go then. Ground again then. Judging by that, the brake must be binding a little bit because it should have been spinning quite furiously still. Still to land ahead. There's a field on the right which we could use if the rope goes. just beyond the windsock. Right, and we can turn around to the left if we need to. So you'll find on the map, Chris, that we're getting close to being inside the sector, the start sector.
Yep.
So if you have it on a 20 scale,
Yep.
which is on the bottom right hand corner,
Yeah, I'm 20.
okay, you'll see the D.
Yeah.
Very soon it'll say inside. And it'll bleat at us as well. Glider's high on the nose. Seem to be fairly high. There it is. So that's telling us we're inside. On the bottom of the screen it tells you you're inside.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a thermal. In the sun, to that big cloud high left.
Yeah, I've already seen a couple up there ahead.
But it's not especially strong. There we go. Yeah, I think that was it there. Well, that's quite a strong one. That's certainly more than 3 knots. So we're right to carry the water at the moment. There's another huge surge. So if you look at the averager as we're climbing up,
Yeah.
you'll know that normally we'll have sort of 4 to 5 knots maybe on the averager behind the tug. Chipmunk 4 knots maybe, certainly with the water we've got. So we've got 7 knots on the averager. So we're a good 2.5 knots without any trouble at all. We're not even centered on it. Sport clouds seem to be loitering above us.
Ready for you to muscle in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Don't know what you mean. Now we've got a choice. We could go upwind.
Okay, got it now.
So there's next thermal up there on the left. Wouldn't be as strong as this one, clearly. But if we're upwind on the start, then we've got more of a choice when we get down to the first turning point.
Yeah.
There's another column. Now we don't have to go to the drop zone. The tug pilot's nicely taking us through this thermal. He could be hinting how about pulling off here.
Right.
Foxtrot base 677.
Highly tempting, isn't it?
Yeah.
In fact, it's so tempting. So here we go. We'll go back and see if we can find that cloud, that thermal that we just bounced through.
The Wittering support class start line will be open in 2 minutes. Maximum start height 4,400 feet.
No big drama at the moment. We're just finding where the core is. Feel it under your bum?
Yeah.
So tighten.
That's not the approved way to join us.
Good look out, of course. And here we go. We're letting the glider tell us what the air is doing. So if you look at the stick, it's not thrusting around all over the place. There's an airspeed indicator. A little increase means the thermal's on our nose. A little decrease, it's on our tail.
Right.
The string here, you'll see it goes off to the right. So the core is just on our left, so we can tighten on the core there, haul it round to stay, to lock, to anchor this left wing into that thermal, okay? Right, I'll just concentrate on going up so we don't clash with all these gliders. And if you look at the gliders, you'll see they're not in one column at all.
No.
They're in different
Wittering
thermals.
support class start line will be open in 1 minute. Maximum start height 4,400 feet. Not getting that much. I think one over wood to look better. Probably, but I think that's which is start line 126 radio check. Loud and clear. 6077.
So we see we've got 4 knots of thermal. That's all right. 2,500. Really quite nice.
Promising signs as well.
Say again.
So promising signs. There's quite a few gaps on.
So what you will need to do is you just need to identify graph and water down there.
Yeah, you're right. I think
You'll be able to see it quite easily. That's Claudia above us.
the Wittering Sport Class start line is now open. The Wittering Sport Class start line is now open. Maximum start height 4,400 feet.
So you see they're in a different cell to ours and they're in a different cell as well. So let's go join them. They'll only get upset otherwise. We'll see if their thermal's any good.
Wittering start Yankee Hotel at 48.
Graph and water's coming on the nose now, the reservoir. Can you see
Yankee
it?
Hotel at
see right.
48.
So that's our first turning point. And what we need to do is try and link the clouds. Before we get to cloud base, link the clouds so they're going to take us there. So you can see their thermal, their bubble that we've obliged to go and join, okay, was cracked.
Wittering start Echo Mike Lima at 47.
So graph and water there, we've got a cloud on the nose there. Need to be very cautious about the parachute zone, Zipson, and then follow it round. That would be one way we could go. This glider here, can you see it's doing huge turns?
Yeah.
Charlie 5-5. Claudia, come on Claudia, you've got to tighten it. So where the lift is strong, just tighten the core.
Wittering Romeo 3948.
That's Roger gone.
Romeo 39 at 48.
So we're going to have a look at this cloud here. We're well out of everybody's way if we do that. All the sport class are off. So if you look, we've got a wind at the moment. We're flying almost straight into wind. You can see there's a bit of a streak here. All these wispy clouds are all made by rising air.
Just down to November Echo 49.
We're still nicely in the start sector. And we want to stay fairly close to start sector today because we want to start soon after the start gate opens.
Yeah.
The discus up here.
November 16, minute 50.
Well, all we're doing is local soaring effectively, Chris,
Yeah.
whilst we think about what we're going to do or what we could do. Tug just dropped somebody low left. That was very obliging of him.
49. 480, November 16. Go ahead, Berger.
Duo 26 on the right.
Yep.
no, it's 1-2, 1,000.
50, no joy from director. Your start at 50. Paper. Wittering control, start 27 at 50. Wittering control, November 16, relay start at 50. Yes, I've got that, he didn't receive me. And 27 at 50. Juliet Lima Golf at 49. Control, Romeo 55 at 51. Romeo 55 and 51. Wittering control X-ray Zulu at 50. X-ray Zulu at 50. Wittering 574 at 49. Wittering control Romeo 105. Wittering control Romeo 1850.
McCunton.
57449.
So from here we can see there's a cloud on the way.
52, Romeo 1850.
It's probably about 12 kilometres away though, so it's going to cost us 1,200 feet to get there. If you look at where the thermal is relative to the cloud, okay, slightly on the upwind edge of the cloud, so we should anticipate that with the other clouds as well. If you look at that cloud on the nose, now can you see actually it's gone left to right? The top of the cloud, it hasn't gone off to the right.
So it's slightly,
So it's almost a slight easterly wind at height there. You just need to fly the glider primarily by feel, listening to the dulcet tones of the bleating behind you, yeah?
Negative, but it's reasonably good air. What height are you now? I'm at 4-1. I think I'm going to go slightly right back on these two clouds that look as though they should settle.
So looking up above us,
We're out of
a bit
contact now.
ragged there, but
I'm passing over the mast now.
some quite strong little cells there.
Okay.
There's a sport class glider that should start about going if I were it.
yeah, this is going to small window.
Waiting for us is... but you see, it's had enough time to get up here, so I don't know what it's playing around at. These three here, I don't know what they're in, but they're not in the thermal.
Yankee uniform at 52.
There is a tendency for sheep, okay?
Yeah.
So everybody's turning, so they just assume that you're in it, okay? And sometimes you get the big gaggles going around losing 400 feet in about 10 minutes because they're just all following each other around, but nobody's actually recentering in the thermal. So we recentered there. The DG1000 locked onto us as well. He rolled out, just rolled out again a little bit, yeah. .026 above us. 3,300.
Probably the glider turning right over the motorway, just right of the track. I think it's probably me. Wittering Tango 9 at 5-4. Tango 9 at 5-4.
So we can leave them, let them play. We're high enough. We're going to stay high, Chris.
Yep.
Just having a look at these straggly bits.
Charlie 55 at 5-4.
Don't be afraid to leave them and look for your own
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely. Yeah. But just seeing if these straggly bits are still working. So when we're on task, we don't go, the straggly bits might work. Well, we know, well, it doesn't work, okay?
No.
It's cost us all of 50 feet to come out here. So I'll go back and have a look how the other guys are doing. Look, they're sort of well up there. So again, you can see our track. A little bit of right to left is the drift. So
Yeah.
we want to be tracking 150, we said.
Your section.
Even further, more of a wind.
I'm doing a constant with CDS in a minute. I just
Well,
want to see what
because of the wind being right to left, it will be over on our left a little bit, okay?
Okay.
A bit too much. But the reality is, if we were to go now, it's that big cloud there we'd go for.
Yeah.
And we got a number of clouds on the route. In fact, we would go via that cloud there on the nose now, just left of the white buildings, yeah? And then link in, because we can see where we want to go, and we're just using the lines that we can, and there's nothing on the right there. Right, there's a guy here turning right, Charlie 75 by the looks of it. Not still Claudia, surely. Cirrus. Right, how many are left on the runway, can you tell?
Check your watch.
I think
Still some white bits there, aren't there? Right, we need to listen to when our start line is going to open.
Roger at 57. Westering Tango 19 at 57.
Let's have a look at this one on the nose.
Tango 19 at 57.
What we can do here, Chris, we'll just see how good the total energy is. So I've pulled up in relatively still air. Hasn't gone potty, has it? So we're rattling up, so it's not too bad. Let's try one more.
Alpha over Echo, wheel. Yeah, I know, I missed my door.
That's probably better at 1.8. So that's not bad, is it?
No.
In terms of telling us the air. So now we can trial it in this thermal here.
Charlie, 0, which way you route? I've gone
We know it should be on the western edge.
Yeah. I think I'm going to route over this car.
Feel it under us.
Yeah.
Round we go.
That's what I should have done, but I've got a bit too right. I'm at 47.
That's just the trimmer coming back in. So that actually worked quite well, didn't it? Okay. So we're happy with the instrumentation. The other thing is to find a higher cloud base if there is one.
Yeah, to give you your...
Give us our max height at the start. You shouldn't be within 200 feet of cloud within 10k. Little wisp isn't an issue, and this is lower than the main cloud base. But if you look over there, the cloud base is lower, isn't it?
yeah.
But we are on the inside edge of the start zone, start sector. So swanning around here isn't bad at the moment. Again, we can do another little, notice how the sky changes.
Yeah.
See that cloud there? On track virtually. See the lake? There's a cloud on track. So it would be, you know, if the gate was open now, it'd be a great time to go. Or potentially a good time to go, I would phrase
Yeah.
it.
See, there's some advantages to being up a reasonable time to just get used to the conditions and see
Well,
it building.
yeah, but it depends how long the task is. If you've got a 500k task,
I mean,
then
that-
waiting an hour for the start line to open is just exhausting in the heat of the day. Exhausting.
I can't see anyone on the runway.
I know.
Yeah, I think Dan's on his way now.
There goes the tongue.
See, cloud base is coming up, isn't it?
Yes.
See the guys to our right?
Yeah.
But we're at 3.6 now and we're not in cloud. Well, not within 200 feet of cloud base, which is where we want to be. Yeah, here's a little bit drier, so the cloud base, before it reaches dew point, is a little bit higher, which is good for us. All these clouds above us were made by rising air. See another wisps here coming on the nose, are higher than the main cloud base, so we can legitimately climb here if there's something there. There it is. Look how many people are coming to join us.
Yeah, and another one there as well. Yeah.
The thing is, the open class look out.
Between start line
Yes.
and director.
They know everyone and
They know everyone. I know about what's he doing up there? How did he get there? You know.
1 2
12
minutes.
minutes.
Maximum start height.
12 minutes. Yes, that's quarter past, isn't it?
12 minutes, 4,400.
44.
Still a sport below us on your nose there.
Could be. Yeah, it's all these open behind me that are more concerning now.
Zulu 3 start, left hand, 2 0, left in long, towards the hand, would have please. Return to Marshall from 130.1. Wintering star 481 at 51. 481 at 51. Behind you, Dodgy.
Well, here's 265. He was 2 ahead of 565 that we want.
616, Go, Paul. How you doing now, Andy? The Wittering open class start line will be open in 10 minutes. Maximum start height 4,400 feet. Up to get home. Yeah, I'm got as far as that as Didcot, but it's not looking great. I think I'm going to abandon. I probably will when I get back to Wembley if I get back. Yeah, I've got to climb to get back to there as well, so see you there.
I think he's going for a tour around the cloud for some reason. There's a mini Nimbus in front of us. He ought to outperform us. You see there's very little in the performance of these gliders to an extent,
Yeah.
especially at this speed. Oh, what is he doing so slow? Look at the cloud base in front of us. It looks higher, doesn't it? Don't you think?
Slightly, yeah.
So let's go over there. It'll still be in the start sector. See if we can find 565 as well. That's another duo, I think.
Robert, Charlie, how's it going? I just gone over this top. 2,400.
No, he's decided to leave it. Look.
On that way. 2,000 now. 36 take a run.
See the wisp above us?
Yep.
So I'll be on this western side, the upwind side. We'll expect a surge anytime soon. There it is, string off to the right. Did you see that?
Yeah, so turning left.
So
into it.
we're turning left into it, correct.
Notice you do use more bank than I do, and I think
I'm
it's a
not even
beginner's-
trying yet, trust me.
I know, and I've been reading that a sort of bank to me is probably seems more than I'm actually doing in the
Yeah.
cage.
So again, we look down track, the planned course. We've got the runway to help us. Okay. So 90 degrees to the runway, and straight in front of us.
Yeah.
Is that an Elesate there? sure.
See, lookout is critical in the competition. I mean, there's so many.
Well, yeah, but the gliders tell you whether they're going up or not. I mean, you just look across. If they're going up faster, that might be him underneath us now.
147, you've got your wheel down.
Right, there's quite a good line from here looking at it.
Yeah.
Better than to the right, I think. This here might be a climb as well. Not the cloud underneath us, the cloud up there. That's what we're looking at. No, I didn't feed. Never mind.
Whiskey Hotel 277. Go ahead, 277. Still thoughtful there, Nick. It's a bit weak, but a lot of dark areas, but still going. Position. About 2k to the east of Didcot. Do you repeat the pressure? Yeah, done the first two. I think I'm going to abandon. Where are you? Just south of Newbury, King's Clare. Okay, what's it like there? Not too bad. We didn't go to Pershore though. Yeah, it doesn't look very good between here and there. What sort of climbs are you getting? Just on a cracker, 6 knots, but we've had 1 knot as well.
Danny, you're at cloud base yet? Dan, Kev.
The Wittering open class start line will be open in 5 minutes. Maximum start height 4,400 feet. Yes, yeah, what does it look like to the south from there? We're looking quite good actually. We're near Basingstoke, not bad at all. 75431.
Notice we're climbing between the lower cloud bases.
Yeah.
Give ourselves the best chance, the highest height we can get with the weight we've got. So the guys over there are still higher, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go and join them then. Here's a little cloud they're under, look. See a little cloud, not the big one? The Discus or Duo up there. John Arnold up there, he's doing okay.
HMY and Lima 05, how you doing, Greg?
Oh, this looks like the ash underneath it. Can't believe that.
Is that you turning over the forest?
Direction 36.
Bring a line there here. 7, it looks like the next one is me. The other side is move. I'm abandoning.
Nobby underneath us.
See.
Now when you're here then, Chris, if you can't see the clouds, ideally, if it's a nice enough day, you can use the cloud shadows down track.
Okay.
So again, even if we can't see the next turning point, we can relate ourselves to that runway down there, and we know when the runway's on our left wing, we're virtually on track, pointing on track. Okay? So these guys are all firing up could possibly start. I don't think anybody's going to start especially late. So here comes the runway. So looking at cloud shadows, right now there's cloud shadows just straight down there, aren't there?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit left of track, but that'll be quite good. What we're doing now is we're building up a bit of speed. So we don't just have height, we can have speed as well, okay?
So you bomb through the line.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's maximum energy, which is as heavy as possible, as high as possible, and as fast as possible. There's no issues of going over the max start height 4.4 because none of the cloud bases get anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Here's F1, Ian Mountain we're following.
Yep.
So nobody does anything rashly, okay? You can see we're just all charging round here, quite happy. So anybody joining will see
Open class start line will be open in 1 minute.
a whole mass,
Start height 4,000.
so they'll just slide in where there's somewhere appropriate, okay?
Yeah.
Again, we all know roughly what we're trying to achieve. Go on, Ian. So whilst this is going on, I'm still listening to that audio. It's telling me where I'm gaining energy and where I'm not.
Wittering open class start line is now open. The Wittering open class start line is now open. Maximum start height 4,400 feet. 2614.
He's gone.
On already. Yeah.
26 at 14.
But if he's off the front of this lot, then right direction, speed, and
Yeah, so you can see the runway there.
yep.
Got the cloud shadow.
Romeo 4 at 14.
Let's go.
Romeo 4 at 14.
Notice we're almost tracking on track.
Please retract the wheel.
Yep.
Got the reservoir slightly right.
Thank you, Robbie.
Press start for 2 seconds.
Start.
Yeah, 6 seconds or so. It'll change to Wizard 3 to GRW, second line on the right.
GRW. Yeah.
Romeo 2 at 1.5. Say again?
Yeah, GRW, got it.
Romeo
T02.
2 at 15. Okay, hold that Yankee Tango. Wittering Lima 1 at 15.
We can see the cloud base beneath us, lower, okay?
Yeah.
But down to the right, that looks a better line. Can you see to the right there?
Yeah, slightly,
We're
yeah.
tracking 135, so that's left of where we want to go. So we just want to go right to these here, all right? Towering queue there. Let's get on with it.
Wittering T65 15.
Romeo 2's chocolate.
65 at 15.
So we're going 163, so 8 degrees right of the planned track,
Yeah.
okay? But if we take a little bit of a climb, that'll just take us a little bit left, okay?
Okay.
Looking at the cloud shadows again.
Yep. I take it you are perhaps using some code with some other Cromwell gliders.
Yeah, with
Angus. Yeah. Yeah.
So holding 80, 3-3. Little bit of lift there. I'm not pulling up into it. I'm heading for the 101, which is on the nose, and then it goes slightly left, down towards the reservoir, okay?
Yeah.
Largely by feel, just as much as the instrumentation, okay? So there's a big cloud I'm heading for, but if I go for this one first, should just get a little bit of a carry through.
Yeah. Dolphin, essentially, yeah, dolphin.
But yeah, but rather than going through that, which might not be working. Slowed down 5 knots at the moment. Not slowing down more than 10 knots unless it's really taking me up. So that core, not very good. We've got another one left to the nose. Little line here, little wispy bits we can use. The cloud I want to climb is either that one, well probably that one there.
Yeah.
Got that one there?
Yep.
Again going by this little bit here. And from that one I've got another big one to the left. We know it should trigger from this side of the cloud. There's the wisp. There's a lot of sink. You can't have lift without sink.
1218.
I can feel it. There's the cobblestone.
Graham, Tim, where was your first climb?
No good. Push on. It's sunny here, Chris.
Yeah.
172 double echo, where was your first
Choice is one on the left, but there's 2 on the right. The 2 to the right are also upwind.
Yeah.
So I'm better going for the choice of these 2 than that one on the left.
Which way?
Just playing the averages there.
1218. Wintering 116.
Looking beyond, there's a bit of a gap then, so I really would like to climb, okay, on the probably the second of these 2, although there is perhaps cloud slightly right.
126 and 16.
Yeah, I think Nobby, the first 2 did a false start. I think we're first through the gate, but I'm not bothered. See smoke down here on the right.
Check the drift, yeah.
Just confirms the wind. It's quite light.
Oh, 2619.
Well, that wispy cloud to the left.
Also 26119.
No.
367619. Sorry, Phil.
The cloud's on the left there, watching that, running almost straight to the turn point. Be nice to climb here, John.
619.
For failing that, still a line going down that way. There's a degree of sunshine there.
6119. Radio Charlie at 19. Romeo Charlie 19.
Try to lift the right wing.
Right.
Okay.
Good up through. Drinking it out for 19. No, 963. Yeah, it's out for 19. okay. I've had a very low strain, but I picked up 4 knots just by Flea Hills, just behind the quarry. But it's pretty lumpy low down.
Somebody low on it joined us. They're all coming to join us.
Yes.
Because they've all followed
Romeo
us.
4 at 19. Bravo 1, you on channel? What were you on, Bravo?
So this thermal is history.
Wittering Romeo 4 at 19er.
So we're looking down track.
Romeo 4 at 19.
We know it's a reservoir. Coming up now, we're looking at the best line. Almost on the nose now, okay?
76.
This is the way we're going to go. So it's left of the direct track. Happy with that?
Yeah.
676 at 23.
Right, and Nimbus 2 in front of us. He should outclimb us. If he'd be in the middle of the thermal, he would.
Left, 1130. Nobby, we're going to change.
Angus Kev at 24. Come on, you arse. That's a technical term for turn tighter. When the gust tries to kick the wing up, I'm responding to it. So, can you turn tighter 265, please? Right, this is the core. A beautiful street there, Chris.
Yeah. Nice. Sorry.
Going the wrong way.
Yeah.
There's Peterborough. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, we're knowing that way. Just get yourself orientated on big places. Okay. They're already going. They're going slightly right actually, but that might be a sport class glider. We're going that way. Okay. We're going to let him go because he keeps getting in my way. See, this is where we should have been. Just here.
Yeah. See why soaring technique is so important because it's wasting time if you're not.
Oh, absolutely. We're completely buggered there. Right, so we can see where we're going. We can see the cloud almost on track. Off we go then. 80 knots will do us. Or thereabouts anyway. And now we've got 4 gliders ahead, okay?
Yeah.
So we helped them on that first leg, so now they can help us, okay? We're going to let them help us. Somebody low down there on the left, probably sport class. We're staying in this cone though, where we want to go, straight in front of us, okay, Chris?
Yeah.
going over, looking out for the next crash. Have you got the stairs? That must be, sir. Yeah.
Quite a long way to the next one.
Yeah, I'm going to try and track back as well.
So we are going to bounce this or take a turn or two if there's a strong cell in it, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, quite busy, but it's just got too hot.
So pulling up, looking for the string, went to the left, hard right. Hopefully the Vario's not lying to us.
Did the Judy's device thermal?
And I think it was just a little bit.
Echo Yankee November 710.
Right, it's a gain, but it's a wasted gain. Okay, so we're going to have to push on. It's too slow a climb.
Yeah. Well, it's getting better.
Yeah, but we're nearly at cloud base, okay? Right, and off we go, back to 80 knots. Now front, Chris, where we've got the water, that's obviously cold air. That makes a dam for the warm air to the right, which is upwind. That should trigger a strong thermal, and that could be what triggered that one that's dying at the moment.
Yeah.
Have to be very careful. You don't just go because other people go. So are you on map screen?
I am still, yep.
So on map screen down the right it says we're tracking 163.
Yep.
The bearing to the turn point is 154. 18 kilometres to go.
Yep.
That's going to cost us about 1,800 feet. So that means we get there at 1,200 feet. Okay?
Yep.
So we want to take that climb.
Yeah.
So we're just going to look for gliders. There must be something around. So it's tempting the cloud to the left. So you see the top of it's all a bit dead. So it's stopped developing.
Yeah.
Now remember we have an enhanced turning point.
So you've only got to dip into it.
We've only got to dip into it. So the question is where are we going to dip into it? Well, there is a weakish climb over here to the right. Still tempted to go more or less for the turn point actually. So turn in that cloud there and then bounce it coming back because we are coming back along there, okay?
Yeah.
So have a good look out for anybody climbing. So that line of few along there looks like a good line, doesn't it?
Yeah. Plenty of it. It looks fairly active.
Yeah, there's more than one option and it's still looking quite active. Line is very low over there. We're not going that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for these here. Oh, in fact, somebody's turning slightly left of the nose. Just slightly above us.
Right. Oh yeah, see.
Now, if it's a racing day, we'd all go for the same turn point within half a kilometre, so it becomes a focal point down there.
Yeah.
In this particular case, it's a focal point because that's the obvious cloud to go for, close to the enhanced sector. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Good. So you're all making your own decisions, really, and ideally, you know, you'll come out with the perfect decision.
Yeah.
But look, there's one over there, there's one here, these two here. I'm going to go for this one. It's the western side.
Yeah.
We discovered that earlier, didn't we? We like that. Looking for the string. I don't think he's in it.
Ian Torrell.
Say again?
I saw Ian, yeah, Fox 1.
Yeah, but the strong core was upwind.
Yeah.
Remember, we decided that earlier.
So they're not always showing you the way, are they? Just because other people are there.
Well, don't necessarily go straight to their
Yeah.
centre. Okay, that's Ian behind us now,
Yeah.
and he was above us. Yep,
Yeah.
wasn't he? But the thing is, we can carve round this thermal because there's no other bugger in our way. Whereas before, 265 was getting in our way.
Yeah.
So it's a bit weaker over here. 90 left, 90 next. Just ease it out a little bit, push over that way. Just a little bit, there it is. Tighten, squeeze it round, caress it round. Watching those two especially, seeing if they're going up faster than us, especially
Radio
Ian,
11 at 29.
because he's in the bubble as us. Whoa.
Romeo 11 29.
Oh, here they all come.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, yeah.
No surprise there,
No,
then.
exactly. They're just like.
Of course, the next thing is whether we go round the turning point, down this line, and even come back this way
To use it again.
to use it again, use the line again before we go north. Because we are, if you look at the map, we're tracking south, but we do have to essentially track north again.
Yeah.
Now, if we could come back to here, what are we, 3.5 knots, well, there's more than that lower down, very useful to us. 10 kilometres to go to the turn point, so if we get that back up, that would be very useful.
One's gone already.
Yeah, I know, I've got that. But I'm not convinced it was right to go low because there's not a lot to go for, Ricky.
Yeah.
Wittering Marshall, Golf Bravo, Charlie Charlie.
Run the line. 80 knots and going up, that'll do us, okay? We must have the speed before we hit the sink,
Yeah.
okay? So we're going a little bit left of track, but there isn't anything to go for. Arguably, you could have gone for that, but there's more cloud here, and we're going back on that leg there somewhere. Now, because we've managed to not get down, the whole point of having the video on is we can, I can send him a copy.
Yeah.
So looking ahead, there's not a lot. 9 kilometres to go, so we'll lose 1,800 feet to get back to here. That's quite a lot of height. Might just do another couple of turns because we're going straight from the nearest part of the line and then back out again. Look at the string, went to the right. Come on. Now, if they go on, that's fine.
This is Golf Alpha Edition. Also, Wittering Control, Golf Alpha with Alpha Romeo, 1, 2 and 1 up to top, and be a faster south. Yep, your instructions, remember when you go.
It's just a long way to the next one, Angus. I'm going after this, Angus. Right, scale to 20.
Yep. 7.5 to go. Yep.
85 in the cruise. We can see the cloud we want. We know we want to be fractionally right, or we're running back here. We'll have a look. Depends how far beyond the turn point that cloud is. Six kilometres to the centre of it. Ah, looks beyond to me. He's just got a little bounce there, so we'll just go round that way a little bit. Not slowing down though.
Yeah.
5k, yeah, it's going to be close to the turn point actually, which would be good.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. I'm still just right out now. Back to the weather.
Yeah, there's a big cloud beyond, so it's up here, probably left along the line. Yeah, got it. Left along the line, into the line, across the turn point line, the enhanced line, and then back on ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
So they've eased up a little bit. Glider left, similar sort of height. So a little bit of a gust there. Look, 0 at 75 knots.
Yeah.
So it's advantageous. He's gone darting off again. I don't think his line's as good as mine. We'll see. So we're nearly round the TP.
Waiting for that noise and
Yeah.
2 kilometres.
But this time, well, we can either go into the half-kilometre beer can or cross the line. Arguably, that would give us 1 kilometre's advantage if we only go into the beer can.
Yeah.
Because we're so close to it. You see how just a wingspan makes a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we caught him up. 0.9. Right, we're going for the TP. I think, come on. 0.7.
Charlie on 130. Charlie, after you read, Charlie.
I had to go right to get in there.
Yeah.
Right, here's Angus then.
Romeo Charlie, yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha's gone on there. If we can change now 122 this way, fine.
26 on the left.
Pushing control, Gold Charlie X-ray, change frequency to Cranfield approach 1
for the clouds on the nose now.
Yeah.
Any lash of light able to confirm the constant box is on, try 1.
Angus is 90 knots, we're 85.
Try 1, thank you.
Sea Glider's turning on the nose, slightly high, and of course all our clouds are trailing along here, Chris.
Yeah.
I've just gone for 90 knots. But looking how the air he goes through, I can just wander a little bit and hopefully get just a bit more of an advantage. So we're only slowing down for the thermals we want to use. All right then, Chris?
Yeah.
You know, we're not chasing the flight director, the, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down. Utter waste of time, you can see. Oh, you probably appreciate, I mean, see, nobody else is doing it.
No.
And there's good reason for that.
I will stay on this.
Okay.
There's a glider lower turning, which
Take
is great,
hang to the right shortly.
marking the thermal. I'll go to you 2 o'clock. What are we, 2,000? Most people will climb here, okay?
Yeah.
The scrappy thermal, this. Come on. We're all turning too shallow.
On the right, Nobby, more to the right. Nobby, there's somebody turning ahead and it's a good looking cloud. About 5 k's up track.
Hey, that's the one I thought before. Too low.
There's John Arnold. The winner at the moment, eh?
Yeah, so he's in the lead.
Can't
Nobby's
be.
second, isn't he? So.
Can't be a bad person to be with. Although they're setting off. go and join the clan. See them all straggled in front of
Yeah.
us? No, we're only 2,000 feet.
I'm just not happy with that thermal. Like,
Yeah, it's not strong enough, is it? We know the wind's from the left, so if anything, we're going to go left a little bit. Glider turning right. I think that might be Angus. No. Something fairly big anyway. The mere fact he's turning is a blessing, you know. Means there must be something there. The big core, so it should have a column underneath it. Right, we're all looking for it at the moment. I think it is Angus at the top actually. Yeah, it is. So you see the point of pressing on?
yeah, as it was. Yeah,
Only if
just-
there's something to press on to.
Yeah. If it was the only thing there, then
Oh, if that weak thermal was the only thermal you've got to stay with it, yeah? This isn't quite strong enough.
Charlie Kilo, stop dumping water in the thermal, please.
Now, although we're at the bottom, we can carve it round just a little bit tighter than them,
Just passing Northampton, heading back out.
so we stand a chance of catching it up again.
yeah.
What I was looking at was to see whether our thermal that we were in was weaker than the thermal that they were in. Because sometimes people just push on regardless, and you end up in a worse thermal than the one you left.
How are you doing? I'm just local story, really.
High-speed train going underneath. So if you look at 1-2 on our left wingtip, he was above us.
Yeah.
Say again?
Yeah, and you've got up there.
We should have caught up with him. All these gliders were well above us. Now they're not. Oh, there's 1-2, thank you. Look, was it 1-2 on our left wing then? I don't know. He tends to carve quite well actually normally. No, it's 2-6, whatever it is there, that was on our left wing before. And we're just falling out of it doing that.
The end's left, I think. Stop.
No, at the top, yeah, probably.
Yep, copy.
Yeah, he's gone. That was false one.
Well, this thermal feels like it's beaten to death, doesn't it?
Hey, 07, you got the right idea.
TP is the other side of Peterborough there.
Yep. 29.
Okay, change that, yeah, 29k.
Left, Chris.
We can flat glide to the turning point.
Oh, right left.
So I have left.
Yes, sir, right.
Still going a little bit right of track, not sure why, that's the plan to go left.
Okay, I'm 27k up.
There's someone high left, he's on track in fact.
Yeah, there's one further right off to your left wing as well. Well, I'm probably just bang on the track.
Oh yeah, got him, he's too far out the cone there.
Chris?
No, I'm quite scared.
They're going quite a lot right, and I'm not sure why.
Thank you.
Take a load, 634. Charlie, yeah, just take past Mr. and 5,000 feet behind. Source press, hang on another couple of minutes. 63 Kilo 5, what's the second mate like? Turners on your right.
So look at that big gaggle,
Yep.
see how they're doing?
And then judge our height against them as well. Are they going up higher, quicker?
Are they?
Yeah.
You know, are they going up faster than us? Find it hard to believe.
No, I don't think
Be
so.
careful what you're saying.
No, I say we need to look
We
at them
need
as
to
well.
look at them, yeah. I mean, this is cracking thermal, isn't it?
Yeah, because they've just
No, we're to their height already. Sorry, I must stop being distracted. We really needed that to give us the advantage.
No, there's one turning on in the sunshine beyond the brickwork.
Yeah,
Might be a corner local.
pitching at the best line for us.
Wittering Control, Romeo 55, 10K.
Yeah, well done, John. Was it Luke?
It sounded a bit like Luke, didn't it?
Luke.
Wittering Control, Romeo 10, 10K.
Oh, that's a pair of them there. Right, okay. 359.
Wittering Control, Romeo 55, 9K. 55,
So we're running spot on track. We've got this little bit of
That yellow frequency, quick.
thermal to help us.
Yeah.
So if we just go left a little bit, should be able to run along here, hopefully gaining energy. Or not, the case may be. Bother. No, we'll run for it then. So there's a cloud slightly right to the nose.
Yeah.
And we need to run away because it's raining. And see a glider low left.
Yeah.
So the people who set off before us must be in this cloud here, I think. So I'm just looking, that cloud might be better. The turn point is left, there's a white water tower up there.
You can see a couple, to that cloud, so they're turning in it.
Yeah. So you know, we're on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite well downwind that,
As you say, you can an option, haven't you?
Chris.
Yeah.
There's one on the nose, turning by the looks of it, at the turn point. I think drive to the turn point.
Yeah, you're not just looking for big, you're looking for the right place as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wittering Romeo 39, 10K. Romeo 39, 10K.
Good, on you, another glass overpass there. He's going almost straight to the turn point. There is that cloud there, which I'm tempted towards.
Yeah, it is.
Wittering Control, Romeo 55, 3K. Landing on left-hand side of the main track.
Yeah, I'm tempted by that one on the left. As we climb, we'll just go a little bit right, which will take us towards the 2P. I suppose that's downwind.
10K. 481, 10K.
So we're going to get there just under 2,000.
Carry change.
One maybe slightly right.
10K. 10 to 9, 10K.
Hopefully this will give us a choice.
Yeah.
9K. You'll probably talk to that now. Alpha 61, 10K.
We've caught up a lot of the sport class, haven't we? Because that's
Down there on the right. Yeah.
see those Vikings.
Wittering 999, 10K. 999, 10K. Oh, Wittering. 999 from aircraft, Romeo, my car, got the wings blocked.
GT. Okay. That might have been the better one to go for, to be honest, on the left. See what we get down here anyway.
Switching finish, Tango 19, 5K. Tango 19, 5K. Switching Red 39, 3K, full order. Oh, Red 9, 3K.
Who? What?
Roger.
Yeah, no, I heard that. 10K.
Control, Charlie Papa Mike, 10K. Charlie Papa Mike, 10K.
way, we have to go where the thermal's strongest, yeah?
Yeah. Someone's just landed out down there.
Yeah, we need to concentrate on those for a moment, Chris. So, weather to the turn point we're looking at. The turn point is near that white tower on the nose now.
Yep.
And then running north side of Peterborough to Wittering, which you can see, the green airfield, just left
Yep.
of Rutland
See.
Water, okay? So, cloud shadow again will help us as we get higher. We are talking about having the ability to get home now, finish the task, although we'll be slow because of that dithering down there. There's some cloud on the way to the turn point, so hopefully that will help us as well. Well, we can anticipate it might help us, but we don't want to go from a certain we can get home to, oh my god, I've blown it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not going to win the day, but we're going to have a adequately successful day, I think, in as much as we got you airborne and you've seen a little bit of racing, okay?
Yes, there's a lot going on.
Yeah? You enjoy it?
Absolutely. I've just got to have a think about everything that's happening.
Everything all the time, okay? So we're nearly there. We're comfortably going to get in. So if you go to the numbers screen then, Chris,
Yep.
you'll see it says we're about plus 500. But remember, we've got a headwind on the last leg,
Yeah.
and it doesn't know about that yet. It hasn't taken that into consideration. So here we go, we're going to run along here. We're going to get as high as we can. Keep us safe. We are going crosswind slightly. So it's as though there's nil wind. We're going to have 800 feet to lose going around that to get to there.
Yeah.
So this is just by feel. A little bit of cobblestone, should be a little bit of lift just beyond it. And there we go, into the sink. Right then. Turn point, the bridge by the white water tower. Now we can see left. Looks like there's no no
Well, no one
thermals
now.
to talk about, okay?
Not directly, yeah.
Now, the only thing is, remember, it's an enhanced line, okay?
Yeah.
So actually, it's quickest if we just go here and turn, okay?
That's good, yeah.
Let's go due east. In fact, I forgot that earlier. We could have done that so much quicker. So we're going downwind. Not quite that way, Kevin. Still this way. So if you have it on map,
Yeah, on map.
10k, we're tracking 050.
Yep. It's about 4.5 to go.
Well, no, that's to there. We're not going there. We're going to the line, which is in this angle here.
But
Well, we should have gone
Oh, yeah,
by
that's
that
it.
cloud there. Doesn't it just take forever? There we go, we're in it. So now we can turn. So we can see the airfield.
yeah, if you'll see we're 350 above.
Yeah, 450 is what I've got because I've got one on the freedom. But 23 kilometres, we need 2,300 feet. Wind says 8 knots. Just want to slow down just a fraction.
You do not want to be going over the line with a lot of height, do you? It's just kind of wasting height at that point.
Yeah, well that's true, yeah.
Well, bar.
But we're going to use any bit of energy we can. We're flying almost into wind. We've got a little wispy cloud here, slightly right, so let's go via the wispy cloud. We might gain a little bit of energy, and if we do that, well then we can just go a little bit faster maybe. So flying really smoothly, let the glider run. in strict numbers terms, we're 19 kilometres, so we should be there at
Wittering finish 480.
1900 feet to get home.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're plus 200, just doing simple maths, okay?
Yeah.
It's not a lot if we had a bad line. So 18 plus 200. Yes. That's all we're doing all the time. Make sure we don't get into grief. Now I know there's quite a number of fields this side of the airfield that we can drop into.
Okay, yeah.
Wittering finish 755 10k. 755 10k.
See the importance of good firm.
Switching control 1265k. 1265k.
Making
Uniform 10k, thanks.
So still holding that 200 just, okay?
Yep.
Because you know 200 feet you can lose very quickly. So we're going via the sunny bits over the ground as well.
Control 126 will take the main runway. 126. Wittering control 480, northern taxiway. Right there. Control November 16 landing at 3k. Oh, November 16, bad luck. Call in please. 755, 3k.
So somebody's landed 3k short, okay? So we know there could be bad air ahead, so we are actually gaining on this all the time. We are going to take it, okay? To put us in a strong position.
480, 3k.
There we go, we must accelerate before we hit the sink. So back to our 70 knots, there's the sink. 70 and a bit, okay. And then another bit. So all of a sudden, 11 kilometers, 1100 feet, gives us 400 feet spare, and the picture is totally different, okay? So always be cautious, build it up as you go along, okay? But somebody did land short, so we do want to, so we're going for 80 knots now, because we anticipate sink. So 10 and a half, 300 feet spare or so.
Probably going to be letting out a bit. Okay, sorry to hear that.
So that time not pulling hard,
Yeah.
just riding it a little bit because I know this sink and I want to make sure I've got the speed to punch through that sink. Okay?
Watering control, Romeo 2 Tango.
Romeo 2, Tango.
9 kilometres, 400 feet spare. That's a huge bonus now, isn't it?
Now we've got closer in, still got that
Well,
same amount,
it's
yeah.
400 in 900
Yeah.
instead of 200 in 2000, which is what we set off on. Okay?
Yeah. Similar Delta 1.8, it's taking what it's 10.
Yeah, he's slightly behind us, and he won't be doing 85 now. The day you want it, it's never there, by the way. Right, so we go faster. We're now going 90 knots.
Oyster control 261. 261, I'm overhead, the one that landed 3k short. I think he may have hit a power line.
Well, you'll see him at 7k.
Please relay, yes, A firm. I'm okay, glider's not. Was that November 16?
Got him on the right, see him in the field?
Control, that was November 16.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
That's affirmative. We're launching motor glider now. Roger. If you stand by, I might be able to give you a better position. Okay. Wait till motor glider comes online so we can.
The green field slightly right of the centre line. All changes all of a sudden, doesn't it, the perspective, look. Now we're doing 100 knots. Plane runway clear.
Control, Romeo 18, 3K. Romeo 18, 3K.
2 is 3k, landing long left on the ground. It'll be a late gear. Okay. We have to cross
Stewart, two gliders at 6K there, 6,000 foot marker.
finish line as well.
Yeah,
Right, the water's going. A bit too fast for the gear. Main runway's clear, that's all. It's going down, hopefully the doors won't go off.
The northern edge of Barnack Village. Northern edge of Barnack Village.
They wanted to get wet, apparently. The landing long will be out of everybody's way. Right, you enjoy that, Chris?
Bloody marvellous. thank you.
Good. Well, that's really what it's about, okay?
I appreciate the
261, November 16 pilot reports is okay. The glider is stationary and it appears to hit the power line which crosses the field. I think so. Pilot, November 16.
It all gets a bit exciting in the end.
It can do, yes. 89 kph. Nah, that's too slow. But that was that very last drag out of Peterborough.
Yeah.
Once we got the decent climb.
Because of the damage done to the power line, I think the power line was destroyed.
Right, so that
1-6, returning now.
is what glider cross-country racing is about.
There's a lot
It's
going
not
on.
tense, it's busy.
Yes,
And it's really
see.
challenging, it's really demanding, and it's really satisfying.
But then you build yourself up through experience and
Yeah.
capable gliders and It's a
Well,
sit-
that's why Ian's been in the back. So he had five, five flights in the competition.
Haven't turned it off yet, it's wrong. Yeah.
Another option for us to fly is the enhanced option fixed course. So I've already mentioned that you can put a turning point in which is an enhanced option. So here we start bottom right. We can go up to a turning point where we might have an enhanced option. Because of airspace though, we might have decided, hang on, we don't want to be too far south on that second leg, so we put a little barrel in there that we have to go into to keep us clear of airspace. But again, once we've gone around that, we're clear again, so we can leave ourselves an option on the left there to do a enhanced option and then fly home finish. Of course, maybe our airspace is even further constrained, and so we have to go around a couple of fixed turning points to get around a lump of airspace, but then we've got another option of getting around to an enhanced option turning point before we run home. So you can mix and match these quite easily. Bear in mind though that the inbound and outbound leg of an enhanced option turning point needs to be less than 90 degrees. Logger then, just a little point then on that. Once you're within 1 kilometre of the turn point, the logger will increase the data rate normally to once per second. However, prior to that, it may be recording at once every 12 seconds. So it could be that when you hit that enhanced option turning point there at 8 kilometres away from the turn point to the north, the kit may say, yes, you're in it, but the logger hasn't logged a point in it. So it might be worthwhile just pressing the event button or whatever. At least you know you went in it. It's only really significant if you're in a competition and if the kit isn't changed. Distance handicap tasks then. Yeah, a pair of you or more can fly the same course quite happily, and the turn points are bigger as the glider performance reduces. So the highest handicap glider has got to go into the half-kilometre barrel, and as performance is reduced, then you do less distance. You'll cut the corner effectively, which is fairly clear here. So a lower handicap glider has to fly proportionally less distance by turning early before selected turning points, i.e. a larger barrel. And that means, again, from a club perspective, 2 or 3 or more of you can set off together and actually still fly together with the higher performance machines having to go a little bit further. But again, they will marry up with the lesser performance gliders somewhere on those straight legs. Beware then, the kit will always direct you towards the full task turning points, whether you're actually trying to cut the corner. So here you go, that is the line that you want to fly, but the kit won't be telling you that. The kit will be telling you to fly direct to each of the turning points. Regional competitions, you get assigned areas. I'm going to say, if you're lucky, it's my preferred task by a million miles, in all honesty. I think it's fairer. It's an option for you to do as well at a club or making your own flight. There's no issues with this whatsoever. The problem is you can't be certain more than 50 kilometres away what the weather is going to do. So a circle of a set radius from a defined point or a sector between specified radials from a defined point with a maximum and optional minimum distance. To do well in this type of task, you must be able to understand it and program it and have practiced it. So that's if you go into a competition. Question is, how do you fly it? So here we have a start and a finish and a couple of assigned area tasks. You can also have a fixed turning point within it. Again, this is invariably a control point to keep you clear of airspace or to give you a run-in onto the runway on the final approach, on the final glide. But here we go, setting off, we go to the control point, and we may choose to just clip the edge of those two sectors. So we just clip the 10-kilometre radius sector and we just hit the half-kilometre barrel of the sector on the left, and then we run in. And maybe the minimum distance for that is 230 kilometres. But on the other hand, if we feel we're going fast and the weather is really good, then we can fly the outer pattern, the green pattern. So we fly the track to the outer limits of the circle, the outer limits of the sector, and then run home. And our distance then would have been 300 kilometres. And the kit, if you can program this, then the kit will tell you exactly how far you flew. So there's no problems with that. And again, it's not for qualifying for a BGA certificate or anything. You're just getting the best fun and most use out of the weather that's there. And so if the weather happens to be better than you thought, fantastic, you do the bigger task. If it's not quite so good, then you do the lesser task. It really is that simple. So, task then, if you're doing this in a competition, the task will set a time. And 3.5 hours seems to be fairly common. You mustn't arrive early, or penalties as you are scored for a 3.5 duration. So if you get round in 3 hours, you'd still be timed as though 3.5 hours. But from a training point of view, you don't care. You've got round and you've got round quite quickly, and that's good. It also means that assuming the crew know when you started, then you know when you are going to finish. Hopefully, look and plan far ahead to get the minimum detour. And so again, the advantage of these is you're saying, I am going to fly for 3 hours, not I'm going to do a 350-kilometre task and possibly land out because the weather's not that good. So it gives you a huge opportunity to stick with the stronger thermals and strong lines of energy. Just don't detour too much, though, otherwise it will slow you down a lot. Regardless of distance, the fastest man wins. So we can do again a short task, 230 kilometres, or a bigger task, 300 kilometres. The final glide, like in any cross-country, is critical. It has a big influence on how quickly you go around a task. Assigned area task then, yes, this tortuous detour still qualifies as completing the task because you entered the 2 assigned area sectors. How you got there is not very relevant. Back to the cat's cradle then. A cat's cradle allows pilots to chase after wherever they think the weather is best. A number of turning points around the departure airfield are declared, but you can only turn each point once. When you pick your route as you see fit, trying to achieve the furthest distance and fastest times within a set time. It can be used for very effective training, including AATs, without ever being too far from home, especially if the weather is only good locally. With modern GPS, you would know exactly how far you achieved, just a bit difficult for scoring from a club point of view. Turning point technique then. into wind and coming back on yourself. Assuming you're flying a reasonable block speed of 80 knots or so, make sure that you are driving straight to your half-kilometre, the centre of your half-kilometre barrel. To do that is not staring at the instruments. Identify that the glider is exactly on the track and then use a visual feature outside the cockpit. You can't fly straighter than you can see, so maintain that straight line. With 0.7 to go, pull. At 0.6, start the roll. At 0.5, it'll bing bong, you're in the turning point, turning sector. So pull, ease back on the stick, hold the turn, and off you go. If you look at Sebastian Carver, traces of these, especially in Grand Prix and European Championships and so on, you'll see he is extremely good at this. Course downwind then, and coming back on yourself. Well, there's a couple of choices here. Yeah, sure, 0.7 pull, 0.6 roll, but far better is to climb into the sector and then move on. Ideally be as high as possible. So any chance of climbing before you get to that turn point, you should utilize. Summary. Training tasks and reading RASP.